I mean, I honestly didn't even know.
Some neighbors in Burien say what's about to happen in their city
It's the church.
is an unholy alliance.
You're going to have drug addicts and thieves.
Oasis Home Church on South 150th Street is in the process of opening up its backyard to what's being called a temporary sanctioned encampment.
They said security was going to
Whenever
be
you
there.
got,
Sherman Wicker and his wife Janet live right next to the church.
you got a bunch of bums in here.
They want the homeless to get help, but not in their backyard.
I don't know what they're going to
Well,
do.
that's getting too close.
Oasis is partnering up with service provider Burien Community Support Coalition. It appears 30 tents will be set up for the homeless in this lot behind the church, and the people currently staying at the Ambon Boulevard camp could be moving in. And there's a sense of urgency to move quickly, since the city's no camping ban is going into effect on Wednesday. An email sent out by the group says doors open on November 6th for no more than 90 days and will have a strict code of conduct. That means no drug use, no weapons, and no sex offenders. 24-hour security will also be on site with quiet hours from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. The coalition says the goal is to eventually move everyone into housing. This area near the church is packed with single-family homes and a townhouse development across the street, and it's just a couple minutes from Highline High School.
Worried about my safety with my family, you know.
Neighbor Danny Garcia is concerned the situation will attract open-air drug use, more crime, and other associated issues.
There are children's bus stops along this way.
Aside from the public safety concerns, neighbors say they weren't consulted or given enough time to process the news.
More time. Definitely more time.
This is the notice of public meeting. This notice went up last Friday, and the community meeting was held only a couple days later.
What's going on here?
Even council members Jimmy Mata and Stephanie Mora say they only learned about the church encampment this week.
I haven't been brought up to speed on this.
I'm really surprised that they are essentially going over the city's head.
Record Show Burien Community Support Coalition was formed last summer as a nonprofit by Charles Schaefer.
And I did help some of them move their things if they wanted to move to that piece of property.
He's the disgraced former Burien planning commissioner who was removed from his position earlier this year for telling homeless people it was okay to camp on city-owned properties instead of directing them to shelters or detox centers.
You did not sign up to be crisis responders.
City Council member Sidney Moore is also part of this group.
The neighbors want to know why you didn't inform them sooner.
Council member Moore declined to comment. Failed Burien City Council candidate Daniel Martin got in my face.
Are you going to touch me?
No, not at all.
Don't do that. It's not in your best interest at all.
That's wonderful.
And Schaefer stood in the back recording the entire encounter.
We would like you to leave.
Lead pastor Mark Miller eventually came out and answered a few of my questions.
We have more conversations that we're having. There's more conversations with the community that's coming.
It's unclear exactly when this sanctioned encampment will now open, since Mata says there are still some lingering issues.
First of all, it hasn't been a permit, hasn't went through the public process.
Neighbors are now demanding more transparency and asking city leaders to get involved.
And are they going to come back and ask the city for funding? We don't have the resources. We don't have the funding for it. We don't have the police to be able to respond to as many crimes that we're currently having.